once the game actually got going, England kind of found their stride again, played well. I thought Iran wasn't the best team to kind of gauge where England are at before the kickoff. You could tell they've got stuff on their minds. We're aware of the situation in the country. The players weren't even singing the national anthem. They looked like they were crying half the time. I don't think that team was actually there. So I can't really gauge England's performance and say, yeah, England are going to win the World Cup because of that performance. That team was not there mentally. And you could tell. All the same, a team's there to be beaten and they did the job. The only disappointing thing about that performance was conceding them 2 goals. That was disappointing to see. Maguire again lost his man. They scored. And then the penalty, yeah, it was a rubbish decision. But again, John Stones pulling the guy's shirt, they got a penalty from that. So these are things that England need to work on because the bigger teams, you can't be doing them kind of silly mistakes. Because if you're gifting 2 goals to Iran, teams like the USA will capitalize on that, and they'll make a much more difficult game. England's group is not the toughest group, so they should go through and win all 3 games. But in the latter stages, it could be a problem. So Southgate came out and rightly said he wasn't happy with the 2 sloppy goals that they conceded, and that's something that the team need to work on. So I think that was good because it keeps them on their toes, keeps them alert, and they need to understand that, listen, we're going to face much better competition and we can't be as sloppy in defence as we were. But I just want to shout out to the Black Kings, Black Magic, Black Power, Black Excellence, everything black. What? See my Kings.
Some will say Iran won 2-1 today, but you know, we move on.
Yeah. England lost 2-1. No Englishman scored. Black excellence. You see? Listen, I'm happy for them, man. Euro 2020, we all know what happened. They missed their penalties. Saka and Rashidi missed their penalties. World Cup 2022, perfect platform for redemption, and they took it. Saka played excellently, took his goals well. Rashidi came on, 3 touches, scored. I'm happy for them, man. Even Raheem Sterling, again, scored. So happy for the Kings. And Grealish invited to the barbecue as well, man. I like it. You know, Grealish is a dog, man. I've seen Jackie Grealish. Yeah, man. Grealish is my dog, man. He's my guy. So yeah, Grealish invited as well, man. So yeah, man. Black excellence, man. Grealish, you're included in that. But it was good performance. They did what they needed to do. It was a professional performance. Shame about them 2 goals, but ultimately we move on. And the goal difference will help as well because if other teams pipe Iran, that might help England. I don't know. They might get a draw against Wales or something. So you might need the goal difference to finish top. So it all helps. So yeah, good performance all in all. Man of the match for me, Saka or Starboy Bellingham. They really held it down. So yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, it was a great win for England. Great start to the tournament. I think this is their biggest win in World Cup, right? World Cup.
No, it would have been, but because Iran scored that penalty, yeah. So because the biggest win was against Panama.
Oh yeah. Panama, wow.
5-0.
Panama,
remember when Peter Crouch scored?
I can't believe Panama of all teams were in the World Cup.
Yeah, man.
They were in the last World Cup too, isn't it? I remember them.
I don't remember. I just remember England piping a 5-0 in the group.
But yeah, it was a great win. I'm actually really impressed by Southgate's decision to go with this formation rather than the defensive mindset of 5-3-2. 3-4-3 rather, but still 5 at the back off the ball. He basically plays the attacking players, gave them license to go forward, and I feel like he gave what I liked was he gave Declan Rice a holding role, and Declan Rice dictated the play. A lot of play went through him. They built really well. He gave Jude a bit of license to stay more on the right hand side with Saka and Trippier, but he gave Mason Mount the opportunity to really roam and be everywhere. He did his best. He ran around, was causing havoc. What I noticed
that's what it does.
What I noticed was most of the good players coming down the right hand side, and I think that's due mostly to Saka because I feel like his ability to combine. Listen, just listen to me. His ability to combine and link up with players is that's an underrated talent of his. I feel like he has a gravity and good things happen around him a lot. Doesn't mean he's doing a lot, but a lot of good play and we can build off him. It's almost like I'm just thought of this now, almost like a target man on that side because you can give it to his feet, he's not going to lose it, and you can combine well with other people and bring other people in the game. Whereas compared to the left hand side where Raheem, Shaw, and Mount on that side, they're more runners and they're not really going to keep the ball and build play around themselves and combine really well. So that's for me. Saka always has to start. I remember seeing a lot of predicted 11s without Saka in the team and put Foden on the wings. Foden is not a winger. Not at least Southgate sees that, and
The
I
same
rate
Man
that.
City.
Yeah, unless you're gonna have like 5 more Fodens, it's not gonna make sense putting Foden on the wing. Foden that's not gonna beat a man for pace or post up like Saka can. So it's a good, smart, and brave decision to drop Foden, even though Foden is a top 5 player in the team. Um, yeah, good performances all around. Good. I feel like this current team can go really, really far. Physically, England might be the best physically capable team throughout the whole tournament because I don't think no one's going to outrun them, outstrength them, and I think even though Maguire can be suspect at times, but aerially he's top. He's going to be solid aerially. He's a threat in either box. Well, he's good in either box rather, but they might get caught out on with Maguire, even John Stones to be fair. As long as when we play the better teams, we might go to the 5 at the back and be a bit more solid.
That's
Which,
gonna be my
which,
question.
which is understandable. I feel like Southgate will eventually go to that formation, and it is what it is. It's tournament football. Nobody's gonna remember how you won the game if you win the game. So because even now we're looking back at the last success Southgate's had. We're just looking at the results, semi-final and final. The formation, what you play doesn't matter. If England won the Euros, nobody would be talking about formations right now. Nobody would. We'd be thinking just do more of the same, right? But what I like to see moving forward is Foden in the Mount position. The way
Yeah.
when Foden's little cameo when he came on was so much quality. He is a top player. Mount is I don't mind Mount in that position because he gives a lot of energy, and in certain games you're gonna outrun people, get to the ball first, and cause more havoc. If you look at the pressing today, it was really really good because all the players could press and have the capacity to press. Whereas if you had Foden in there, especially with Harry Kane, maybe you won't be pressing as much or getting the ball back as quickly. So yes, it's a trade-off, but I would like to see Foden come back in. Trippier, I don't think he played that well. I still feel we should go with Trent, but that's just me anyway. That's just me. Because imagine Bellingham, Trent, and Saka on that side against teams. Sometimes you've got to just lean into your strengths. And if he's getting cooked, if Trent gets cooked, just take him off. It is what it is. It's big boy football at this time. But those are my thoughts.
Yeah, great performance from England. Great way to start the tournament. Yeah, they looked positive in their play. Saka had a great performance. I thought he was man of the match. Like you said, they were playing through him. He could do it all. He could take on the wing back. He could post up, like you said. He could link up, play. Complete performance. Great concentration for the second? No, for the first goal.
For his first goal, yeah.
Yeah, great concentration, great finish, and a great control, and then nice little composed left foot finish in the bottom corner for the second goal. But starting with the defense didn't really have much to do. I'm not gonna. I know everyone wants to big up the players and give them, I guess, put a positive spin on whatever they're doing, but Maguire was okay.
They did too much. They did too much in commentary. He didn't do nothing. He just passed a few balls.
That's what I'm saying. He passed a few balls under no pressure.
Yeah.
He done all right. He had a solid performance. Even though he lost his runner for Iran's first goal. Solid performance. John Stones, he gave away the pen, but solid performance. Luke Shaw looked good. Bombing up and down the left. Great cross for Bellingham's goal. He looked good. Going into the midfield. Yeah, Declan Rice, he looked good in there. Again, I'm not going to overdo it because there was no real pressure on him. So there was time and space for him to look good and take the ball and pass it out under real pressure in a tense game. Let's see if you can do that. Bellingham, I was impressed by Bellingham. He's looking like a mix between Vieira and Gerrard out there. He's only 19, but he was the man in Iran's midfield with the boys. He was crazy. Just dominating them physically, winning the ball back, progressing the ball up the field, making late runs in the box. You saw the header for the first goal. Great lead, great athleticism. Yeah, overall great performance from Bellingham. And as for Sterling, I don't know if it was a tactic by Southgate or whether he just knows that he can't beat a man on the wing. But yeah, I noticed he was playing inside. That was helping Shaw because that was giving him the space to make the runs and make the crosses. So he done all right. Harry Kane, 2 assists, good performance. I do want to say, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I will say Harry Kane's 2 assists were to Saka. Were to Rashford. And who else was his assist to?
Sterling.
That's the one. Harry Kane's 2 assists were to Rashford and Sterling. I did say in the preview, they should start because Harry Kane can link up best with those 2 players. And he did get the assist for both of them. Like I said, for Sterling's goal, Sterling can't play out wide. If Sterling's better in the middle, you saw he was in the middle when Kane crossed the ball and he put the ball in. And then Rashford made the run from the outside in, and then Harry Kane put the ball through. Rashford cut in and scored. So I do think there's potential there for a good combination, a good link up. I think that combination is a big goal for him. Add Foden in there, you're cooking. But yeah, they'll be disappointed with conceding the 2 goals. I think the only teams that can beat England are Germany, Brazil, Argentina, and France.
I think England can beat all of them as well.
England can beat all of them, but in my opinion, England can't be disappointed if they lose to France, Brazil, Argentina, or Germany.
This France team, if England lost to them, they should be disappointed.
Yeah, they can't. If France can't beat them, they can't.
If they lost to this France team, they should be disappointed. Even this Germany team ain't got broad beaters. Thomas Muller's, he must be a pensioner right now.
He's still got quality.
He ain't really got no striker. He's still got quality, but he's a pensioner. The one threat from Germany will be Musiala, maybe Sané.
But you saw the way Germany bopped them about in the.
But then you saw the way that England bopped them about when England started playing attacking football.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a trade-off. If England play 4 at the back here, if Maguire, he's getting pulled out to the wings. It's not going to be a pretty sight. But it's a trade-off. If England play 5 at the back, they can nick it if they're defensively solid. But if they play 4 at the back with this attacking style, I think they'll lose against Germany.
Oh, sorry. I need to add one team to that. Portugal.
Who?
Portugal.
If they have Ronaldo up top.
No. They're going to play Ronaldo up top. Full 90 minutes every single game.
The only reason I say Portugal can beat them is because they're solid at the back. So I can see it being a stalemate game. Like a lot of Portugal games in England-Portugal games, it's been stalemates. There haven't been many goals.
Yeah, Portugal always beat them on penalties.
Penalties or something crazy, yeah. So Portugal, Argentina, Brazil, Germany, and France. Those are the only teams that can beat England. Every other team like Holland, from what I saw today, England should beat Holland, and I think they will. Who are the African teams? England will beat all of the African teams, in my opinion. Uruguay would be a tough game because Uruguay are tough to beat.
All South American teams are tough to beat.
But a team, they are, but I would expect England to beat Colombia.
Yeah.
Colombia. And who's
honestly,
the other
if England turn up here, I don't expect anything. If England play how they should play, I expect them to. I have them as favourites right now.
It's just the only thing, like they have the talent and everything. It's just that teams like Argentina, they know how to play tournament football. They know how to play those intense knockout
You can
games.
argue that against England because England, the last tournaments, 2018 they got to semi-final, 2020 Euros they got to the final. So
2018 they should have beat Argentina. 2020 they should have beat Italy.
yeah, so you can argue that England also know how to play tournament football. Argentina, they play Croatia.
Yeah,
They lost to Croatia.
Yeah, Croatia, yeah.
And then Croatia beat England.
Yeah, Croatia beat England.
Wait, what was you saying then?
Who should have beat Argentina?
No, I'm saying the semi-final in the last World Cup against Croatia, England should have beat them.
Yeah.
No,
but Croatia were good though.
That England team was terrible. Look at the
They
names
went
of that
1-0
team.
up. I know if Italy went 1-0 up with a worse team than England, Croatia ain't coming back. They're not going to score.
I hear you.
I remember, that World Cup was when Kane didn't square it off to Sterling.
Yeah, that was the game.
When Sterling was the better pass, and then Kane tried to shoot.
Again. Yeah.
We squared it to Sterling. England win that game, and they lose to France in the final.
That World Cup squad is terrible compared to this one.
It is, but
they've got the tournament experience.
The team is part of it. It's the other. It's like knockout football is a whole different. It's like Qatar. Qatar were banging everyone in friendly. They were bopping everyone in friendlies. When it comes to real tournament football,
the body went out.
Bro, I just pulled up the team that played Croatia in the semi-final. It was Sterling and Kane, Dele Alli, Jesse Lingard, Ashley Young. Oh my God, Henderson, Kevin Trippier, Harry Maguire, John Stones, Kyle Walker. That team is trash. That team is absolute trash.
That's a dead team, I can't lie.
Oh, Dele Alli, Ashley Young.
Back then, Dele Alli, people were screaming about how good Dele Alli was. Oh. When I was saying from day was a fraud, but people were like, he's sick.
Danny Rose was in the squad. Jamie Vardy was in the squad. Danny Welbeck. Oh my God. Fabian Delph. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Nah. That squad is terrible.
So England should go far.
Yeah.
Minimum
semi-final.
Quarter-final.
They got I think top 4 squads. Maybe top 3 squads. So they should go
semi-final.
Far.
Minimum.
But again, this is the best way of playing. And if they play forward the back and they start Maguire, it leaves them exposed if they want to really be aggressive, which I feel they should be. I think they should, in my opinion, should play Ben White. But that tournament football is different level. Ben White hasn't experienced that, even though he will be better going backwards, especially on the counter or on defending the high line. But yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult.
As bad as Maguire is, he's an asset if you're attacking, and because he can ping passes.
Yeah.
So if you're bombing forward and you got to defend the ping and passes as well, that's like an extra midfield in that case. And he's a threat in the box, like he said before. And
big threat.
That Bellingham and Rice tandem, those two, they're no joke.
There might be no combination better, except for maybe
Germany's one serious.
Germany.
Fabinho, Casemiro, solid. No one's
solid, but they're not as creative as Bellingham and Rice. Germany, you got Kimmich and who do you have? Kimmich and Gundogan or Kimmich and Goretzka. That Germany one's solid still. But England's midfield tandem solid, and then you can plug in a Foden. That's a solid midfield. And then attack.
About Foden though, he did look well against. He did play well against Iran, but let's see.
But think about it,
in those big boy games, let's see.
No, Foden is good. And even if you have Mount, you start Mount, get him to run them rugged, and then bring on Foden when they're tired. That's problems. And then attack. You've got Sterling and Rashidi. The man can run, especially Rashidi, who will keep running. You know that guy likes to run to a corner flag, who run and run and run. When the man get tired, you bring in a Sterling, who's just as quick, who can run as well. And then on the right, you got Saka. They've got options. You still got Jack Grealish, who wins fouls. Grealish wins fouls.
Who?
Grealish
I
will win a
can't
foul
believe
for you.
I can't believe you're talking about winning fouls.
No, because set pieces, yeah,
everyone's got
you're
pace.
saying that.
He could run this. He could do that. He
No,
can break
but
them
think
man
about
time.
it, yeah.
Grealish can
We're
win
talking about
fouls. Win
Grealish will
fouls.
win you a foul in the right position. You've got good set piece takers. You've got Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw can take good set pieces, and you got Trippier as well. Put them in positions here. You got guys that can score headers. You got Maguire. You got Stones. You got Kane. You got Bellingham. You got Rice. You got height in that team. I'm telling you, England, lads, this is it, man.
What do you feel? What do you feel like England should lead into
the? Well, they were making laugh.
Fam, that was not hitting. I was like, what?
I was like, it's coming home. I was like, is that what they're trying to sing? I was like, rah. They tried, man. They tried.
Do you think England should go against the bigger sides, more attacking or more defensive? 5 at the back or 4 at the back?
I think go for it. I would go for it because your attack is just as good as theirs, and no one's got such an outstanding defense that England should be worried about breaking them down. So I'd go for it.
To be honest, I would go at 5 at the back. I say that because England have the individual talent for one player to do something special in a game which is tight. So at minimum, you're hard to beat. And then you have a Kane that will just pull something out of nothing and then just score a goal. Or a Foden that can do something out of nothing. Or a Saka. So I think that's why they'll go at 5 at the back, and I don't blame Southgate for that.
If I'm playing Brazil, I'm going for it. Because if I'm trying to sit tight and be defensively solid, they've got too many keys to unlock defense. You've got a Neymar, you've got Vinicius. I don't want to be sitting at 5 at the back against Brazil. I'm going for it because defensively, yeah, he's there as well. Defensively, they're not much better than England. I'm going for it because if they're busy defending me, they ain't got that. They ain't got time to attack me.
I guess
Brazil, I'm going for it.
It depends on the team. I guess it depends on the team. There's certain teams like they might get Holland in the next round. They shouldn't go 5 at the back for Holland.
No,
go for it. Like France are the team that I'd sit 5 at the back because if you go for it with France here, Mbappe's pace is killing you. That one ball over the top, you're done. France, I'm sitting 5, trying to be more defensively solid, sitting in a little bit. Even Germany, because you got a man like Sané, he can fly as well.
Yeah,
I might be a bit.
Yeah, France and Germany 5.
5, Brazil, yeah, France, Germany because of the pace. Brazil, no one's. Vinicius, is he that rapid?
No, he is rapid.
He's getting everyone a bad day. He's going to give everyone a bad day.
But then again, yeah, Brazil's defense are there for the taking as well.
Oh, they are. They got bozos. I think their defense is worse than England's.
They're there for the taking, so I'm going at them.
Yeah.
That's the team that I'm going at.
England can go toe to toe with Brazil.
You just have to pray that Vinicius don't catch your name or don't do some trickery and then kill you. But yeah, I'm going at you.
Yeah, it's just that Brazil are experienced in tournament football as well.
Nah,
not this team.
When I say
the country's experience, not this team.
What I consider
they got pedigree.
What I consider experience is the fact that can you play in multiple ways? Can you just play a defensive game and nick a goal? Can you go attack and win a game? I feel like they're a bit naive because they're always going to be attacking. So, whereas remember the last World Cup, Deschamps for France, even though he had all that attacking football, he knew how to win the tournament because he played defensive football. He played Matuidi on the left as a left winger because he's a midfielder with a midfield mentality.
The one time they went for it, France was in the final and they smacked them 4-2.
Which one was this?
Croatia.
When they played Croatia, that's when they went for the final.
Yeah.
And then they won 4-2. So yeah, like Brazil, the Brazilian public want to see beautiful football. The pressure to play beautiful football is with Brazil. So they can't really, even if they wanted to, they've had managers in the past that tried to be pragmatic and they got rid of them.
Yeah.
So the pressure from the home public from Brazil is hard to ignore. So they're going to have to go for it. And when they go for it, they're going to leave themselves open. England and Brazil will be a good game. I think England will beat them.